Good morning, Russell here, dog walking author. Have Luna and Augie with me today. Today's topic is on consistency in your world building, mostly as it applies to fantasy and sci-fi genres. What do I mean by that? Well, it's awesome being a fantasy or sci-fi author because we can let our minds and our imaginations go crazy. We can do whatever we want and readers will go with us. And that's what's fun being a reader, is jumping into a story where you know the most fantastical things can happen. But that doesn't mean anything can happen at any time. You as the author have to set the rules of your world, and you have to then be consistent, or you're going to risk alienate readers. One thing about readers is most of us go into your world thinking that it's Earth template. Things that we know, things such as dogs can't talk, people need oxygen to breathe, people can't fly. Things like that are what we're going to assume. So if there's something different in your world, it's incumbent on you to make sure the reader understands that and be consistent. So what do I mean? For example, say you have your protagonist stuck on the side of a cliff. The enemies are closing in. There's nowhere for her to go. She jumps off, suddenly taps into her inner chi and can fly. Except that you've never hinted that people can do that in your book. Just because it's fantasy doesn't mean you can suddenly do that and not get called out on it. So what else do I mean by that? Well, let's say you've determined in your book dogs can talk. And throughout your book, they've been talking to dogs. Great, sounds cool. But then all of a sudden you have a plot point where you need the protagonist to get information. And they call some hawk flying overhead to come down, and suddenly they ask them to scout the area for them, and they're talking to this hawk. But you've never established at all that any animals but a dog can talk, and they've been associating with other animals throughout the book. Suddenly the reader's going to scratch their head and go, that doesn't make sense. Why weren't they talking to the hawks 20 chapters before that, right? So be consistent. That's my tip for the day. Have a good one, everyone.